Monday nights, we live. You don't feel season. That's right. Snap decision. You already know what it is. Yeah. Snap decision, yeah, we call it how we see it. You fair talk, yeah, you know we never keep a secret. Styling to the heart, yeah, we break it all down. Monday night, turn it up, yeah, we run this town. Snap.
What is up, everybody? It is
Sorry we're
Monday
late.
night. Yeah, we were involved in a very serious, heavy theological discussion about the gravitational forces of the socioeconomic status of. No, we were just talking trash backstage. That's all.
Yeah.
So we're
We got to
here.
get reeled in by BD for the first time.
I know, which was amazing, right? First time for everything.
First time for everything.
I remember the first time I reeled it in.
It
I
only
remember the
works
first
when
time I
say
had
it.
to tell you guys to start the show.
I remember the first time I had to tell you to mind your own business. See, it works for me.
We're late, but thanks for sticking around, you three that have already hopped on.
Yep.
Loyalists.
Well, we're not the only ones that are late, but we'll just move on from that joke. Love you, honey.
Someone's been getting brown chicken, brown cow.
Yep. Okay.
Wait. This is the last episode of our first season, guys.
That's right.
We've never had a break off season.
And you know
Like a
what,
true
guys?
off-break.
I owe you all an apology. I completely forgot a stage prop today for the show. Epic failure on my part. I'm sorry.
Did we
But
all forget it?
I think we can, if we all forgot, then we can all pretend that we have our tinfoil hats. But I think we need to put those tinfoil hats on now.
Wait,
BD's the
what were
only
we
one.
saying?
Okay. Thank you, BD,
At
for being
least
the
one
only
of
one
us.
committed. Okay.
Honestly, mine's probably in a ball in the trash.
Yeah. Mine
I
was
might
just
have-
sitting right here.
DJ's
I might
like,
have-
what the hell?
My
I might
Where are
have
my
used
friends
mine to
at?
do something else.
I'm just letting them do their thing.
is that what you used to cover the jalapeno poppers yesterday?
No,
No. Okay.
no, I use that for something else.
Oh my gosh.
Um,
Yeah.
No, my wife was actually walking around the room the other day. She was like, "What the hell is this?" I was like, "It's my tinfoil hat."
Did she not watch our show?
I might need it for the next
Okay.
episode. So just
I'm
leave it right there.
messaging Claudia. I'm messaging her, man. Not watching
Okay.
our show.
we got to talk about it
Talk
because
to you, lady.
there have been predictions and conspiracy theories about how if the Louisville Kings win, that it is a conspiracy and it is a setup deal. That's Rapoli's team. I got to ask you before we go too much into this. Doesn't this song sound familiar?
A little bit. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the
same
last 2
tune
years,
every year.
right? At
Why
least
didn't the Rock
the last
Gold?
2 years. The last 2
Yeah.
years for sure. And
It's-
now
Why
here
didn't
we
the
are.
Rock give us one? The Brahmas was his team. Why didn't he give us one?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it's the thing is because he races horses. I mean, obviously, yeah, the Kentucky Derby or whatever, but doesn't he live
He's
in
not
Orlando?
from. Yeah. He doesn't.
Like,
he's not
doesn't
from there.
Rapoli live in Orlando? So if he's gonna
Yeah.
have a favorite team, you would think it would be the Storm. You know, he
Well-
would have rigged things for them to win.
Yeah. Finally,
And
for Beck to win.
I think he showed that he had a little bit of favoritism for Orlando by putting Beck down there, right? In hopes that Beck would do well. And Beck did well. And he did exactly what he was supposed to do, which is
You
be
coach
Anthony
the
Beck.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
coach
I
is
think-
fine.
I think
just
he
don't win
showed-
at all.
I
No
think he showed
championships.
favoritism for Birmingham by just letting them survive, but
That's
Yeah,
true.
he
And
gave them a little
Houston,
challenge.
Right?
And Houston.
But and Houston also, yeah, right. So there could be conspiracy theories all over the place, and we could be pointing all kinds of fingers, saying, "Oh, well, look at this, and look at how this is connected to that." And then Lee Harvey Oswald took the shot from over here, and it went through the Jurassic period. Into guys, this is football. All the teams are Mike Rapoli's favorite teams
yeah.
because every team is making him money. So it doesn't matter
Hell yeah.
what color it is, what name it is, whatever. At the end of the day, he cares about the green. And I don't mean the Louisville Kings green or the other
Or
green,
do you?
right? It's
You
all
talking
about
about
the
me?
message.
I feel attacked.
Who?
I feel attacked. Not this
No
green.
beef. No
Not
beef.
this green.
I ain't got nothing
No,
for
no,
you.
no.
Today. I ain't got nothing for you.
Jackie, that was not aimed at you.
No,
I'm
it
just
was a
saying
joke.
in
It was a
general.
joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is all about
I mean,
putting
we'll
money
talk
in his
about it
pocket.
later
That's
also.
it.
We'll talk about it later because I was lucky enough because I got to go on the field at the championship game during the ceremony. I had a very good conversation with Rapoli himself. So we could talk about it a little bit later and I'll give you all
Yeah,
the
let's
down low on stuff. So,
put a pin in that one. Okay.
oh yeah, we will. We'll talk about it later.
We'll come back to that. We need to talk about the game first.
So DJ, Jackie, y'all were there.
Yeah.
So give us y'all's kind of, I mean, Jack, you were at Walters before. You
I went to
kind of did
everything, yeah.
preseason stuff, or the pregame stuff. Like, give us
I went
y'all's
to the
rundown,
fan
kind
fest.
of being in that environment.
Yeah, so I mean, I probably could talk more to it because I went to Walters, and if you don't know, DC doesn't have tailgate options, so they bar gate, and Walters is the place to go. Luckily enough, I was walking with Brahma Babe, and Brahma Bro, so I did not get booed. But every Kings fan that did come in got booed the entire time. A lot of the people that we know laughed at me. They're like, "I can't believe you. Why aren't you supporting us?" And even Defender was like, he hugged me and he goes, "Ugh!" Like when he realized I was wearing green. It was just so funny. But I told them the same thing. Like at the end of the day, it is hard when you lose. Nobody can really say anything if you haven't lost a team. You have to figure out things. And at the end of the day, it was hard for me to really love a team that we were against for the past, few years. It was hard for me to love any team
Yeah.
that was a part of UFL already. So being able to see a new team being formed again and kind of get that same excitement, like, oh shoot, we have new teams, new blood coming in. Some of our team is now spread out. So it was cool. It was just a whole different experience. So that's how I explained it. I'm like, you guys probably will never understand losing a team. They'll never understand what it feels like to lose your team and then have to figure it out whether you don't want to support UFL anymore or support another team. So that's why, DJ and I argued a whole lot about it because I initially said I was going to support the Renegades and they were going to be my team this season. But that changed very quickly, not because of how they were playing. It was because of just watching the Kings. I mean, we can go back and I could say, I don't know, they're really putting stuff in. What you got?
So I do have to kind of call out the obvious here that I'm surprised nobody else has said. And DJ, I'm not going to try and throw you under the bus, but a little bit I'm going to throw you under the bus, right? You had the luxury of being a Brahmas fan, okay? And then you went to DC.
You have privilege.
Where you
got
had
privilege.
a team, right? So
You still don't understand.
no, he understands.
No, I do, but I feel like that if the Brahmas were still here and I moved back, and if I was still here in DC, I still would pull for the Brahmas. I would just have like a second team. I mean, but I'm gonna support the league like everybody else that don't have a team, or states that don't have or cities that don't have a team. I'm gonna support the UFL regardless. But if the Brahmas were still in the league, I would be a Brahmas fan, and I would just be a fan of DC because the games is right there, so I can still go to. I'm a fan of football. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still gonna go to the Defenders game, and then when the Brahmas will come to town, I will have my yellow on. You know what I'm saying? So even if I have two teams, I have two teams. I'm just supporting the league. That's all.
Right. And that's
literally
not exactly.
I just verbally said it differently.
Well, and that's not exactly what I was saying, but I get where you're coming from. I'm just saying you had the luxury of having the team pulled out underneath you as you were getting ready to go to DC, and so you had another team there, right? Whereas Jackie,
who was kind of DC was your team in the original XFL, like 2020 anyway. So, but you had those ties already.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And then, so for us that didn't have a team, it's that quest for identity, trying to find out what tribe we fit in with the best. Jackie, well, that tribe still exists. We're a little bit nomadic, right? We're homeless, like the Houston fans tried to do a couple of years ago, and then wound up still keeping their team. And then Lauren, for example, right? Lauren's nomadic too. There's still a bunch of Michigan fans out there.
We still love you, Lauren. You're still one of us.
Right.
You
But
can always come back.
in the meantime, Jackie found her identity with her tribe, with the Kings, right?
Hmm.
And I know we had connections. I think the surprise is more that because we had so many connections with the Renegades fans, it seemed like an obvious choice to
Yeah.
join up, and become one of them. But I can understand, that just kind of wasn't really her vibe. Plus, I
I
mean,
love them.
it's
I love them to death, but
the team, and
not only the team, but they're like literally when I met all the fans that I was able to meet, and when they learned I flew in from Texas, like they're like, "What?" Like they were just so surprised. I'm like, "Yeah, I was a Brahmas fan before. I was hitting up the Renegades at first, but I just watched, the team climb, from nothing to where they're at. Like it's just blown my mind, blown my
Mhm.
mind." And I felt I get those little tingly feelings like when the Brahmas first started, and like even though we were losing, just that same kind of feeling, like excitement for a team.
Yeah.
So I think that's
Mhm.
what it was. But at the end of the day, okay, when I flew over there, I had nothing but delays and layovers left and right. I was lucky to run into one of my best friends that happened to be staying at the same hotel as the Kings, and because I was waiting for Brahma Babe, I said, "Yeah, I'll go and go with you to your hotel." And as soon as we got out of the shuttle, I was like, "You're staying at the damn King's hotel." Like, we didn't even know. Um, and I was just like running into all the players, and I'm just like, "Oh man, I came all the way from Texas. I'm a Brahmas fan, and I'm now fully a Kings fan. Like, I came here to support you guys. Like, I'm so proud of the team, and I'm praying for y'all's success and health for tomorrow." And they were all just so grateful and so sweet and so nice. And anyways, Walters was great. I got the same vibe as when we went as Brahmas. I still got heckled left and right. We were lucky enough, everything was so close by, so we walked everywhere. We went to Audi, and they had the fan fest. It was very small. They didn't have a lot out there. They did have a live band, which was pretty cool, but they had a lot of tents also. And because there was very few Kings fans, I mean, they showed up. I was telling BD, yeah, we travel well, like going, hey mama, going to like all of our games, like we travel well as a fan base, but when they do go to a game, they travel in a pack. Like
They had a whole
I wish yeah, they had a whole, like, I wish I could have been able to do that for the Brahmas. Like whenever we went to
Yeah.
Dallas, I think we did it for Houston. I felt like it was like a Houston thing. Like we had a crowd when we would go to the Houston games. Like, but
Mhm.
that's because they didn't show up to their own games. So
I mean,
we
true.
always looked bigger. And a
Yeah.
lot of people always went to those
But
ones.
we had a good crowd the last game in
Yeah,
Dallas. That was
a
a
lot of
real
people
good
did.
crowd.
But I don't think it's still I would, in my opinion, it did not beat what Louisville
Yeah.
had out there. It was just so beautiful to watch because I was opposite, so I could see their section and just them chanting in unison, defense, and just I felt like Bulls on tour.
But I got to ask this.
I do think I was going to say just real quick. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but when we played the championship game, I do think there was a pretty big Brahmas contingent there, but we weren't all together. We were spread out. Like
Yeah,
our
most
group
were
was
on the home
together.
on their team. Was
Yeah,
on our
our
tribe's
group was
team.
together, but like the rest of you saw smatterings of yellow. Like if we could have
Yeah,
all like been in one section, I think it would have been like a
I wish I would have
massive
got the
section.
tickets for that game. I
Yeah.
wish it would have been me, but Jorge was nice enough to get us tickets. We were unfortunately in the end zone, so we didn't get featured a whole lot either, because we were in the end zone. We were right behind one of the cameras. We weren't behind our team like we normally would, but I think we would have made a difference being on our team side. I almost feel like part of the failure was ours because we weren't there for them. We were so far away. But at the end of the day, they played terrible, unfortunately. But anywho,
Yeah.
Fan Fest was pretty cool. Because I was one of the few Kings fans, they had a Kings tent and they threw so much merch in my bag. And it's the craziest merch that they have. They have slap bracelets. They had chapstick. They gave me a little roller that had green and white so I could roll stripes on my face. They gave me a keychain. They gave me tons of stickers, tons of face tattoos. They just literally threw so much stuff into my purse. Koozies. It was just so nice. It was fun to be able to, and I got to sit in the inflatable chair for the Kings and took pictures with random King fans. It was just a cool little experience. And one thing I will say, they upped the game on the merch for championship. I bought this hat, and this side, no, this other side, they were had these little patches available.
Yeah, that's awesome. I really like that little
That is
that little addition.
They
That's just a
they
really
heat
really
pressed it.
cool thing.
Yes, they heat pressed it right then and there. If you bought the hat, they had two different patch sizes, and they would heat press it right there for you. And they would say, wait about 5 minutes before you throw it on, just so it can, cool down. And it's perfect. Like it's just a good memorabilia. I did. And getting into the game just a little bit, I was on the floor, so the mascots were back and forth in front of us, Monty and Derby. And Derby came around, and because I was on the red side, I was on the DC side. He was very sweet to me, and him and Monty at one point had the chains, and I got initiated. So he
Whoa.
gave me the chain himself, and Brahma Babe got some pictures of it. But it was a pretty cool little experience to have Derby come around so much and just hang out because I was solo over there. But yeah, we can get into the game now because
Wait,
DJ and I
first,
experienced the same thing.
well.
What?
First of all, I didn't get a chance to go to all the pregame
Oh
stuff.
yeah.
But when you're married and you have a spouse, and the man normally gets ready in about 5 to 10 minutes.
I
You
hope
have
I'm
a
There
gonna
you go.
watch
your
this.
spouse takes about an
Like
hour,
a few
hour and
minutes,
two,
40
hour
seconds.
and a half, 2 hours. So I didn't get a chance to. She was doing
You
all this
know
extra stuff, and I'm like,
what?
we going to a football game, and it's gonna be outside. It's gonna be hot. We got to walk up the stairs in the stadium. You might not want to do all that. Now, granted, she did
DJ, what I'm hearing is you were late for another tailgate. That's just what I'm hearing.
not. It wasn't me this time. If it was me, I would have been there
I'm
when
telling
Jackie got
Tia.
there. Because
I'm telling
I
Tia.
always try to get there because they gave out free shirts. So I always try to get
Yep, I
there
got a free
early
shirt.
to get the shirts. I didn't get a shirt. I always try to get there early to walk the concourse to see because I told Jackie I'm gonna see you on the concourse. I didn't even get
Hmm.
there on time to walk on the concourse. It was traffic on the beltway. So
It was
so I
terrible.
got there. I got there probably at no, they kicked off already. I was still walking to my seats because guess what she wanted to do? She wanted to get a Gatorade. She wanted to get something to eat. So there you go. But normally when I take my son, this is my first time taking her to the game. So normally when I take my
I
son,
thought Josiah was gonna be there.
yeah, normally when I take Josiah, he normally wants food at halftime. So we'll watch the game, and then halftime he'll get food. This situation, yeah, I was like, I love
He
you,
said
and
never
we
again.
enjoyed ourselves, but no, that's not your thing. You can stick to concerts. I'll do the live football, live sporting events, and you just do concerts. We can do concerts with you, and that's fine. Everybody got to do their own thing. That's fine. But I will do what I am going to do is I'm gonna I'm gonna crush all the narratives that was out there talking about how bad the halftime show was on TV. Nah,
I know it
the
was so
halftime show
good.
was
It
top
was
notch.
lit,
The best
lit.
halftime show. He was better than Wale, and Wale was there.
It was amazing.
And they had him tucked underneath. So if you was in the end zone where we was sitting at, and we was like maybe 2 rows behind the we was in the end zone, but we was two
Opposite of
rows
Bears
behind
fans.
the field, and he was tucked underneath, so we couldn't even see. That was bad. When I found out that that 50 Cent was gonna be on the 50-yard line, I was like, bro,
And
Rapoli is
the way they
literally
brought him
cooking.
in, I
Dude, that
Dude,
was
loved
Rapoli
it.
is
cool.
cooking, and he's
The
cooked this
guy
whole
next to
season.
me, yeah, the guy next to me is like, I'm gonna be part of the halftime show. I said, oh, what are you gonna do? He said, I can't tell you. I was like, dang. I was like, can you get me on the field? But apparently they like put out
You
all
had to
the
have some
500
type of
tickets.
special.
They,
Yeah.
they had a special bracelet and they were giving them out. They were supposed to only give 500, but it was a whole lot more than that. And eventually, I didn't even see him leave, and I'm watching the
Yeah, he walked
show,
out
and then
towards the
all
end
of a
zone.
sudden, yeah, he was on a platform. I'm like, what is going on? Why is he way over there? And then all of a sudden, I see all of the people pushing. I'm like, oh my god, that is so cool. Oh hell yeah!
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sorry, Missy,
But 50 was it felt honestly Wale's performance wasn't, it felt regular, but 50 Cent performance felt like an actual
a good song.
concert. It felt like a
Yeah.
concert. They had the speakers out on the field. It was booming.
Big speaker.
His audio was clear to me. I don't know why people were.
So
Obviously, I know why, but people was watching on TV. But the audio
Yeah.
in the stadium was elite. Like I don't know what people were talking about.
it was the I don't know if you guys have had a chance to kind of listen to it or whatever, or what it sounded like on the broadcast, but it was terrible, like terrible
man.
on the broadcast. Like 50 was turned way down. You could hardly hear him at all. The backup was way louder than him, and it
I
was
couldn't
just,
hear the backup, and I heard him more.
dude. No, it was
Yeah, I heard him
complete
more.
opposite. Maybe they had him flipped or whatever, but you couldn't hear 50 at all, and it was just man. Nobody freaking has got the word to the sound crew to like flip the levels or something, because
Oh my
it was
god.
for
So-
those of us watching at home, like we didn't hear 50. We
It
heard
didn't sound like that. It
we
didn't
heard his
sound like
backup
that.
guys. So
Eventually
Production-
I'll post my pictures. Go ahead.
Production problem on the broadcast side of the
Yeah,
equation.
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For
Fair
sure.
enough.
Because
And- Those
I took my meta glasses, so I recorded so much from my point of view, and it did not sound like that inside the stadium at all. I probably
So-
won't post it because I was totally singing along and cussing along, but it came out very clear.
They did
Fair enough.
censor
Oh
stuff.
yeah, he did. Oh
Well,
yeah.
uncensored.
did they censor it like at the game? Like
No.
oh, okay.
It was
No,
straight
no, no.
uncensored. Like he was talking about
Uncensored.
all types of stuff. They're talking
I mean,
about
the
the
club.
song, Molly and all that.
Yeah.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
the
He did.
I mean, they were
taking
bleep,
drugs. I'm like,
there
oh.
was the
It was
audio,
ghetto
and then you could
and
also
savage.
tell when they were bleeping things out as well. So
Oh, probably
I-
TV, yeah, but not on our end.
I was going to say it's important for you guys that watched it versus the people that were there to discuss that and be able to share it in a positive way, right?
Yeah.
I agree. Bashing, the league. Oh, this is garbage because of production. You couldn't hear blah blah blah. No. Let's be a little bit more
That was
constructive.
amazing.
Let's be a little bit more positive about it. Hey,
We've never had this before.
here's-
We could have
Right.
had the kicker from the Renegades. Come on.
we had the kicker from the Renegades and the what was it the black
some
something
random
whatever
guy.
last year.
right, and we all
That
saw
one
how those
band
went.
from the last time, they were terrible.
Yeah.
So we definitely stepped up in halftime entertainment for sure. Well, even just across the board this year, Rapoli dug
Yeah.
deep. All that's coming out of his pocket. He made sure that the fans got a good experience for those home openers and for the championship game.
Elite, man. Elite.
We
Yeah.
just need,
Yeah.
in
The
a
energy
positive
we
way-
needed.
Yeah, in a positive way, we just need to share that feedback and say, hey, maybe make sure that the broadcast team is doing sound checks and stuff and making sure the levels are good
Yeah.
before the game. That way, the fans at home get a similar experience to what the fans at the show are. Should they
Yeah,
get the same experience?
sure.
No, because they didn't pay the money. They didn't travel there and buy a ticket. So, no, they shouldn't get the exact same. It shouldn't be like 50's in your living room with you, right?
Oh, Mama late.
Yes,
Chocolate.
yes, chocolates. I'll save a piece for you, Miss Ruth.
But the stands, what I did notice, the stands didn't get empty after 50 performed. Like people were still there.
Well,
There was a
It was a-
little bit of dropout that I noticed,
Yeah.
but for the most
it was
part,
still
absolutely. I mean,
Pretty, yeah.
it was complete opposite of what we saw week one at a lot of the games.
Yeah.
People left.
3/4 of the fans left after the halftime show concert, or whatever. So no, but this you saw a few, but hardly any.
Yeah,
I
and
would hope
apparently
nobody-
Rafa Baby Night, we made it on live again, which was pretty cool.
You did, yeah. I saw y'all on the broadcast, just
Yep.
jamming out to 50.
I would hope that not too many people left that game at halftime because you're only
No.
talking about a 9-point difference. And
Yeah.
really, especially in the UFL, is a 9-point difference that big of a deal? No.
And you know what? They left. They missed a hell of a comeback.
Yep.
Ugh.
So if you paid your money and bought your ticket and left, man, that's on you. Do better next time.
Yeah, it
Right.
was hot. It was hot for sure. I ain't gonna lie, it was hot. I was cooked. I was cooked.
I was hooked. I was like, I did not want to miss the game. I literally drank 2 bottles of water every quarter, and every other bottle had electrolytes in it because it was so hot. I was like, I am not going to die from the heat. I'm going to suck it up. And I did. I stayed out there the entire time until I had to go buy waters, and I would buy 2 at a time every quarter. I did not miss 50 cents. I refused. So I just stuck it out the entire time. But I will say, seeing the players that got hurt this game hurt me a lot. It was a little funny, I'm not gonna lie, like seeing Jordan and Bean next to each other, all battered up, but it still sucked. Like, especially because I had just met
Nothing we
Thomas
could
the
do,
night
man.
before. I met
Nothing
Thomas
we-
the night before, and watching him get wheeled off, it was like, oh, it was like right in front of me, and I didn't know what to do. I felt so helpless. I know I can't do anything, but that's how I felt.
I'm not gonna lie. We've talked about this before. When I saw Bean go down, my family was there with me. They was like, "Who's the backup? Who's the backup?" I said, "They better not put fucking Sanders in there. I know that."
I
I said,
already
please
saw.
put EJ in there. Please
Dude,
put EJ.
I
as soon as Bean went down, he was like, "All right, Perry, start warm up." Like it was.
I didn't hear it, but my father-in-law messaged me. He was like, "Who is EJ Perry?" I'm like, "Are they putting him in?" He was like, "Yeah, I think so." I was like, "All right, bet we good. Don't put Sanders in there, please don't."
And I tell you, so
Yeah,
obviously, they've got the players mic'd up and all that stuff. And when Bean got hurt last week, they showed him, and he was kind of like whimpering on the ground.
Yeah.
When he got hit this game, it was like
I could
that
see it in his
like
face,
that,
like when they
like,
walked him.
times
Oh,
10. Like he was
really?
in so much pain. It was like he was
that
whimpering
hit
even
was
worse.
hard.
Than, yeah,
I saw him walk off.
You heard it. I was
with
like,
the towel
he's
over his
done.
face.
He's
I knew it was
done.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, we were right in front of their little medical tent, so I was literally watching. I'm like, oh no, that's his shoulder again. Like he's out. And then I saw Perry. I'm like, oh, he's out. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
it
And
was
like
the
the
same
people
shoulder.
behind
When
us,
he
like
went down, he hit it, and he was just you could
Yeah.
tell he was in so much
the
pain.
DC fans behind us were literally saying, if they put in Sanders, we're fucked. Like,
So
please
people
don't.
know that. So I'm not the only one that
Yeah.
thinks that. Oh my god! But
Yeah.
but so I'm not. I mean, I'm of course
gonna-
I'm upset.
I'm going to
upset because
disagree
we don't-
with that statement because Perry actually he made several
Perry was running.
nice
Perry
little
was running.
runs, kind of options and stuff like the RPOs and stuff. They and he held on to it several times. They didn't abandon it, but Perry was a much more accurate passer.
I was
than
about to
Bean
say they
was.
changed the game plan up because we was talking about it in the stands. Like,
Yeah,
I'm like they selling out for the run because obviously when he came in, they did the
He had
two
some
running
wild
backs in the
throws.
backfield and try to do the RPO, and I'm like they selling out for the run to try to stop the run. And I was like, soon as I saw that Perry started throwing the ball, I was like, now look, they changed up their defense. They only sending 4 now. They're not putting everybody in the box, so they playing a pass now. So I'm like, now that's when Perry started taking off. It was a couple times the lane opened up for him to run. The first time he did it, he didn't run, and I was like, bro, and he got sacked. I think, I'm like, bro, run the ball. Like the lane is opened up.
Yeah.
They're rushing 4. So then the second time he did it, and he gained like 20 yards. I'm like, see,
Yeah.
that's what you need to do, bro. Like they go backing up, take the run. So
yeah.
Yep.
they did kind of.
Yeah, you're right. They threw a couple passes, but just like DJ said, they wanted to loosen that defense
up
up
the
so they could
defense,
get some runs out. So yeah,
But what I was about to say is like I'm upset obviously because we lost, but we fought, man. We fought, and it was. I'm not gonna lie, it was a great game. I mean, Kings deserved it. They've been balling out, man. They was a hot team. So all I can say is like,
it was a
congrats
hell
to
of a
the
game.
Kings.
It was. I mean,
Hell of a game.
of the championships that we've had, XFL, UFL, this was by far the best one. It was the most competitive. the closest. Like, I mean, I'm thinking DC and Arlington. That one wasn't even close. The one in San Antonio, the original XFL. Obviously, ours wasn't close. And then last year, I mean, DC destroyed Michigan. Michigan tried to come back, but I mean, even that was kind of a boring game because DC was ahead so much. This one was fun. This was a fun game to watch.
So good.
It was
literally
back and forth, and you just you could just feel the intensity, and I loved every second of it.
I don't want to say I don't want to say I'm making excuses, but we were on our fourth quarterback. But now wait.
Come on, DJ. No. Sanders is not a quarterback. All right, he does not count.
Look,
he doesn't. Just because they put him in the quarterback position, he ain't no quarterback. So y'all had three of them.
We on our fourth quarterback, and after saying that, we did make mistakes. So I think those are key for the mistakes we made.
Those fumbles in the first quarter absolutely came back to kill you guys, and just stupid fumbles. I mean, dude, you're running down the field and you've got the ball a foot away from your body.
Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
and then a Ty Scott fumble. I'm like, come on, man. Like,
man, that one was crazy.
And then when Wheeler broke that run off, I was like, yeah, that might be it, man. That might be it, man. And then like the last play of the game, the last play of the game, EJ had the tight end open in the back of the end zone.
Yeah,
couldn't find them. But like I think Brian said it, Cam Gill, man, putting the pressure on him.
Yeah, he did. I mean, and that was kind of I think obviously the difference of a run heavy, 95% focused offense than what they had before, with Perry coming in, opening up the pass game a little bit more. It gave Gill a chance to work. Yeah. And the guy's the defensive player of the year for a reason.
Exactly.
So he was able to get a little more pressure, a little more, into there, affect the game a bit, and he absolutely did. But yeah, that last play, Perry didn't have time to find the tight end. It was right there, but man, he just.
No, you want to know what happened? It was the wave, the one that DJ was supposed to stop. And then I saw it happen. I said, "Oh."
The wave didn't even connect the whole time. The wave did not connect. It got like 3/4 and then stopped. But I was fine. I was happy that it didn't continue. It didn't continue.
But it was still. It was
going backwards. They didn't know what they was doing.
Yeah, they did. They had no coordination when it came to this. But
it was a backwards wave. What?
Yes, it was a backwards wave. It was going
weird,
like counterclockwise or something. I don't know. It looked bad.
It wasn't even going the right direction.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It should go to your right. They were going to their left. So I'm like,
it normally goes. It's supposed to go counterclockwise. This one was going clockwise.
Clockwise.
Yeah, it was going clockwise. So right where the beer section was, that's where it stopped. And it pick up again.
Waves
go from the left to right. Left to right.
Yeah, it was going right to left. I'm like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah, it was going right to left. It was like they just didn't know. They tried so many times, and when they finally got whatever one that they got, I was like, no, that's it. It's cursed. And they were all yelling in offense. They all yelled in offense, and I mean, that just might be the DC thing, like when they do their chants and stuff. And because this is the first experience of her and I, Brahma Babe and I, being on opposite ends. We're always together, and this time it wasn't. But they say these chants all the time, and I guess I'm not sure if that's what they do on offense or something.
DC.
I just want to laugh one more time at no. Who's turning it off?
Jackie.
Shit the duck up.
Sounds like a bad night for the duck, man.
Shut that duck up.
I would have to argue against, well, just in general. We've seen that happen so many times where football fans.
Surprised Jay's going to argue against something? Shocker.
Oh, yeah, right? Shocker. I'm just saying, at this level, it seems more like it's the norm. that people are just making noise
Yeah.
kind of whenever, instead of,
Interesting.
what you normally would do at, NFL football level, right? Get loud
Yeah.
on when your defense is on the field, shut up when your offense is on the field. We've seen it happen. I saw it happen in St. Louis. St. Louis fans are screaming chants and Kroenke sucks and blah, 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 whatever. And their star QB is out there trying to make a drive down the field, you know? But I don't know that I agree necessarily with that. But that's only
I mean, they
because,
came
again,
out.
right. Well, we've seen Arlington fan. Well, no, we haven't really actually seen Arlington fans doing anything.
So
I got to take that one back.
So let me
So-
say this. Let me say this because it's night and day when I've experienced being in the Alamo Dome opposed to being at Audi Field, right? Audi Field and their fans, they do have a lot of I was about to speak on that. They do have a lot of casual fans. They don't have a lot of hardcore super fans. Like most of the fans that was in the Alamo
I
Dome,
brought my Stein.
we've seen those guys multiple times, and we know like how to act in the atmosphere of an actual football game.
But we still got to tell them to shut up on offense sometimes. So.
But look, but also
I had a sign for it.
Alamo Dome put those type of things on the screen, whereas Audi Field doesn't.
Well,
the games I've been to, they don't say shh on defense. They don't say quiet on defense. They don't say offense at work. None of that. They don't put that on the screen.
Right.
So they don't. They are really like casual.
They don't guide them either.
That goes to the games, bring their families. Oh, a nice outing, and they just yell and scream, do the wave and all that. So that's what I noticed from being at Audi opposed to being at Alamo Dome. Like Alamo Dome, Brahmas fans are like we were hardcore, like literally. We were hardcore. We understand football. Jackie would even have the signs up, and they will put it on the screen saying "offense at work." Like that doesn't happen at Audi. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difference that I've seen.
Now I will say this, just kind of experience of me going to other football games. Well, I went to a Dallas game last year, the Cowboys game, and Cowboys they were on offense. I think they went for it on a 4th down play, and all the Cowboys fans around me started getting up, screaming, yelling, and cheering. I'm like, shut up, guys. It's like 4th and 2. Shut up so they can talk. I'm like, you guys are ridiculous.
So, see, I think it's more the casual fan and their influence on the game.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
We have much more casual. Right.
There's a ton of casual Cowboys fans. I mean, so.
Oh yeah.
Probably why I can't go to a game. I'd lose it.
Yeah.
I'd get in a fight or something. I can't do it no more.
You would think at those levels it would filter some of that out, but apparently it just doesn't.
No.
Right? But
again, now, I will say, so I went to a Texans game a couple years ago. I don't remember it being like that either. Like, I think Houston was actually pretty good. Fairly quiet when the Texans were on offense and stuff. So it's probably a Dallas thing. You've got a lot of people that it's probably their first football game. They have no idea what to do. Going to Jerry World's like an event. It's not like a freaking regular game. It's hey, let's take out a second mortgage so we can afford to go to this stupid game, and let's act crazy while we're here.
Standing room only.
Yeah.
So
give me that $25-$50 ticket.
So speaking of events, why don't we talk about the events that transpired after the game? Because we already talked about what happened during the game, and we know who won. Let's talk about the events that happened after, right?
After the game, huh? You say?
Well, yeah. I mean, you guys were there. Talk to us.
Well, DJ didn't give the access that we were lucky enough to get. Thank you to the mayor for talking to who he needed to talk to, and he got me, my Brahma Bro, and himself onto the field. Once it didn't matter who was the winner, he was able to get us on the field. Luckily, it was the Kings. So it was a very cool experience because we haven't got to experience something like that, with the Brahmas like that. besides, even when they won the conference, we were together at, at a bar. We
Yeah.
weren't there with them. So it was cool to experience that and see like the streamer exploding and just seeing the happiness of the guys and just being on the field itself. I got to meet Sam. I got to take a picture with him. He was a very nice guy, even though he upsets me a lot of the time. Super cool dude. Um, but I think the coolest part was being able to meet and talk to Rapoli. And I know everyone has their ideas of why our team was taken away, and a lot of people don't know the reasoning behind it. And I can tell you, after meeting him and him, he was the one kind of dictating the conversation. He asked me so many questions as far as like being genuinely curious about our market. Asking questions like, I mean, I showed him my tattoo, told him about Minor J, like how we got our, we're branded, and I got to show him the Bulls on Tour flag and told him about how we traveled. He asked me questions about the fan base, the culture. He did ask, if we got a team in Austin, do you think your fans would travel for that? He asked about Toyota Field again. He asked my opinions on the field. He asked me about a possible rebrand. He goes, how do you think, you know, fans would feel in San Antonio if we rebranded? But he was just asking really curious questions because he wanted to know. Like he wanted to know, like he did the same thing, Brahma Babe and I were both there and she was putting her input, but he was just generally just there talking to us. He introduced us to his daughter. I was able to tell him I was the only fan that got to do, the national anthem, and that's when I learned his daughter had been asking. He told me, he said, my daughter's been asking all season to um, to do the national anthem, and she goes, "Can you sing it right now?" And I was like, "Baby girl, I've been screaming all day." I was like, "If you want, I'll show you a video." And she's like, "Yeah." So I was able to show them a video, and she was just like, that's when he
How
said,
old was his
well,
daughter?
maybe I don't know, she's probably like 8 or 9. She's really young.
Oh, okay,
She's
okay.
probably like
Little, little.
Josiah's age or something. And
Okay.
he literally said, well, maybe we can get her to help you, for next year. And I'm like, say the word. I mean, if you need somebody to do it, I can do it for you. Like, he was just a really very nice man. Like, I told him, I said, look, I had my doubts about the UFL. Like, after my team was taken away, it was really hard for me. But I chose to watch the rest of our team. Like, they were all spread out. And I was really interested to see what this was going to look like. And I feel that you breathed new life into the UFL. And all of this was very exciting. And even this championship has by far like been the best championship I've ever been able to come to. But I did tell him, like, I had my doubts at first, like, but he was very appreciative of our feedback. He was very open to it. So I know we don't always have, we don't have access like we do to other leaderships and stuff. But it was nice to see that the things that he puts on Twitter about trying to make amends, like, we did wrong by this. He'll take ownership. Let me do, like, he tries to do his best. He can do what he can do. I appreciate that. I mean, before the league wouldn't do anything. Oh, well,
Yeah.
you don't got a stadium, you got to travel. Hey, your last game is the home game in St. Louis. Tough titties. But, he did what he could.
The
He don't pay
Brahmers.
bombers.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like, okay, like how he portrays himself as far as being into the league and what he's doing and what he plans to do with it, and his genuine curiosity of a fan like myself, I appreciated it because I did have my thoughts. Like, I did not like him. Yes, sir.
So I think it goes without saying, everybody knows my feelings about the
Mhm.
UFL and about the deal and everything else. I'm going to reiterate something I said a long time ago. And wait for it, wait for it. This is actually in support of Mike Rapoli and the UFL.
Mhm.
I may disagree with the business side of it. I may disagree with choosing, one team over another, over optics and things like that, business deals and whatever.
Mhm.
But Mike Rapoli knows what he's doing as a businessman.
Yeah.
And I think he's very
Absolutely.
smart about what he's done. And he gained my respect when he took ownership of the he gained some of my
Conference?
respect. When he came out and took ownership of the fan shop fiasco that early in the season, when he
I
came
was
out and
about to
said,
say that. I was about to say all
that's
that.
on me.
I was about
And
to
you
say
guys remember, if you guys go back and look at the videos, remember, I'm the one who said it. Well, I said it in the private chat, actually, I think. Just that move alone, he probably gained, just with that one tweet in that 1 hour that it was out there, he probably gained another 10,000 fans and probably sold another 600-700 jerseys.
Yeah, and
Okay.
The jersey color. Remember Birmingham, the jersey color.
On point. They're on point.
They changed it.
Yeah. So he
So-
took ownership of it. And it wasn't even just the jersey color, it was the merchandise in general, right?
That too.
He
yeah,
had,
yeah. I mean,
he
he's
had-
talked about it a bunch of times too.
Mhm. And he has owned it every single time.
Yep.
For somebody who has as much money as he does, for him to be able to take ownership of that and say, that's on me. I screwed up on you guys. I will do better in the future. That to me earned respect. And so I'll give the man his flowers for that. I may disagree with his business decision, but he knows what he's doing. He's made a couple of stumbles, right? This is a brand new business. I don't care if this has been established before or not. This is his first year at the helm. Okay. He's made some business decisions. Some of them didn't work out so well. Some of them did, but he's going to learn and it's going to come back stronger. I can guarantee that, because Mike didn't get to be where he's at selling vitamin water and Noble and all these other things just on sheer luck. The man knows how to run a business, and he's going to do that. He's going to bring that same policy, or I'm sorry, that same approach rather, to the UFL and make it viable products. The markets may change a little bit, but this is going to be around for quite a while.
Yeah.
And
I agree with Brahma Babe. I agree with her also, and I feel like I know everyone has their feelings, and we all feel like Toyota said, Toyota Field's not going to be for us. But all I say is, if he has genuine curiosity about it, I don't count this out. It may not be this year, it may not be next year, but I think he recognizes the fan base, and I think she also had a lot to do with it. So kudos to my girl, because she went to every market, all 12 games, and she
I know
still
we see them pictures.
represented the Brahmas. She was tired as hell, but my girl did it. Like, she was at every game. She still showed up and showed up as Brahma Babe. She may have supported home teams, but she showed up as Brahma Babe, and she did her thing, and she made some amazing connections all the way through ESPN. Like, she did her thing. So that's my royalty girl. So I know she had a huge part in it. I mean, Rapoli even recognized her as being
Wow, I was about to ask
the
that.
most travel. Yeah, he literally told Dan Mayer, "You've been replaced by her." He literally he saw it. So that's how I want people to know. It's like, even somebody as Colt of Caw, he's new this year. I've never met him before, never heard of him before, but Rapoli even saw that. So don't count out that when he asks what fans are truly thinking and how they feel, he reads them. He is looking at your tweets. Like, he's doing it.
And again, that's a good thing to know, because if he truly wants to know the marketplace here, if he truly wants to earn back the crowd, he's going to have to interact with some people. He's going to have to build up that rapport and that trust, because this has probably been the most polarizing thing that has happened to a fan base. I mean, I'm wearing my Commanders hat. You guys know I've got, my San Antonio Talon stuff and all that others. I can still go and talk to people about.
I have my helmets of San Antonio football past right here. You know,
we can go and talk to anybody about those teams, and it usually there's a good light on the team and poo-poo on the league, right?
Yeah.
It's extremely polarizing.
Not poo-poo on us.
Well, a little bit, yeah. But it's either people have either checked out and don't want to have anything to do with any kind of football whatsoever, or there's a small contingency that still lights their candle every night and says their prayers in hopes, that the team is coming back. But there's no in between. There is literally no in between.
I'm gonna print out my Brahma candle again.
I do think it's kind of funny that a lot of the people that are like, oh, I hate the UFL. I'm never going to support it. Blah blah blah. You still kind of see them on every single UFL post.
Man,
I'm just saying.
That is true.
I'm just saying.
Good observation. You hate it, but why you keep coming back?
Exactly. Why are you still following them? Why are you still, like, all right, you're done.
Well,
be done. Block them.
being that nosy ex-girlfriend, that's all.
Mhm.
Yep.
Why gotta be
I
an
will
ex-girlfriend?
say-
Can it be an ex-boyfriend?
No, being a nosy ex-girlfriend.
Well, this is 2026. I mean, the gender roles are so fluid; it doesn't really matter. You can call
They
it
are.
nosy, whatever.
They
right?
them.
Let's talk about that real quick, right? So there's really no in between, and I will say, I mean, you guys all know my feelings, but the reason why I'm here is because of you guys. Where's you guys, right? However, my camera is set up. All of this means something to me. We have history, we have stories, we have connections, we have deep roots. We are a family, right? And so just because I've got no dog in this fight doesn't mean I can't still come and hang out with you guys and spend time with you. And, maybe I'm not doing the best of justice to the games when I'm talking about them because I'm just
Will you
reading
come
the
to my
box
watch
scores and
party?
stuff. Huh?
Will you come to my watch party?
If I don't have to
As long
watch,
as it does, as long as it don't conflict with Toros.
well, it won't. See, that's the one nice thing is that the schedules are different, and especially if Rapoli is talking about. Although, I will say that he obviously is extremely tapped in with the NFL because he's mentioning stuff that people kind of talked about a little bit, but there's not really been a whole bunch of information, and unfortunately, Mike's out there kind of spilling the beans about potential expansion teams and the season maybe being a little bit later and things like that. It was when he was talking about, people wanting him to move the schedule up. And he's like, well, I kind of can't because this might be happening and that might be happening.
Looking like it might happen.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying, though. It's probably going to happen, but I don't know that everybody was ready for him to make that announcement.
Oh,
Maybe they were waiting for them to make the announcement, So maybe Mike he's going to have to stand in the corner for that one for a little bit. But
I want to go back to this. What is this?
Yeah, what does that mean?
50 Cent, yo. That's because while we were getting ready, I said, let's prepare. So I put 50 Cent channel on.
Oh,
Okay.
I
That
saw
was Mike Rapp,
Okay.
comma BD&J.
Okay.
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 So-
I thought like he rapped about us or something.
Or that
no,
he
but
was trying
did.
to wrap us up in
Wait.
something. And
Wait. I will say he paid homage to you guys. Not the good way.
God.
I mean, so he was gifted a DC Defenders flag for their conference championship. So he was walking down the street. Here we go, DC. Here we go.
oh man.
He's all, we got to send this to them. So we have a video for you guys because he's like, we thought about it. And he's like, I'm going to do it. So he had his little DC flag. We were just thinking about you guys because at the end of the day, no matter what team, it felt so empty not having my brothers.
Yeah.
Like,
I was completely jealous that y'all were there and I wasn't. So
Did you hate it even more when they featured us?
I did, yeah, a little bit. I was, yeah.
The same picture I literally got from so many people. We just saw you on TV. We just saw you on TV. And I got the same stupid little picture of us on so many text messages.
So
I was like, we made it up.
question. So back to what Jackie was saying, right, about the expansions, right? So I did read, and then you did mention Austin. How do you guys feel about that?
I mean,
If San Antonio can't work.
If San Antonio can't work, I told him I would go to Austin games. I wouldn't be an Austin fan, but I would go to them. I'd be like what you were. Like if the Brahmas were still there, but you were in DC, you'd be a Brahmas fan, but you'd go to the DC games because that's what's available. So I think I would still be a Louisville fan, but I would still go to Austin just so I could get my fix. I'm just not.
I would probably go to games. It just depends
Depending on where
what
it's
side
at?
it depends on what side of Austin it's on, But no, I mean, I would probably go to the games.
Well, I'm
You
guessing
would
that
go.
it
You
would
would get
be where
FOMO.
soccer stadium is.
Oh yeah, it would be. That's what they would. That's what they would be shooting for. But
Yep.
I was honest. I told him I was like, yeah, I would go because at the end of the day, I need my fix. It
Yeah.
sucks. This season sucked watching TV. Like watching every season, like watching
Nothing
the season
is
on a
on
TV.
right now. I have to
It's-
watch
It's
shows with my wife.
0-2. 0-2. Q and O aren't even on the same side of the keyboard.
I have to
Leave my girl
watch.
alone. Don't you? I
Oh,
mean, leave my girl alone. You know she's not the best. Hey, Rick, it was great seeing you too. I know people were very excited because we did see a few people where well, we saw the bull. Remember the bull, the chattery mouth? His brother was there. He was wearing a Brahmas jersey. So it was nice to see Brahmas were still represented and out there. I mean, we got asked. I was showing like, hey, I may be a Kings fan, but I still rep 210. Period. It was on my back. People
I was
got
gonna,
pictures.
did you put 2-0 Brahma seats on your back?
I sure did. I sure did. That's on all of my shirts. That's a thing that'll never go away. And like I did get the questions like, why would you get a tattoo? Doesn't that suck? Hell no. That was the best time of my life. Like
It's
you have
memories.
no idea.
Yeah.
It's the best
Yeah,
memories I could have ever had. So no, my team may be gone, but it was the best seasons I've ever had being with meeting all of you guys and just doing what we did.
Didn't we talk about that after the team
Mhm.
got dissolved?
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
within a
We
couple
sure
of weeks,
did.
we brought that up on the show
Yeah.
about how we don't regret the ink that we have.
Not one bit. Not one bit.
It was 0-2, Jay.
0-2 should be the Austin FC Stadium on the north side over by the well, it's near the airport, but it's kind of like I forget what the hell highway that is, but it's the one that goes
Can I
out
get to
to
it? Can I get to it from the toll road?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then I'll
Oh.
go to
Well.
the games. I'll go to the games then.
Yeah, I mean literally
But-
you can
Look, he's got to look it up. Well, while he's looking it up, I will say we did.
Q2
Maybe you
stadium.
can remind me what his name was, Brahma Babe. But he was the one that escorted us on the field. He
Oh,
also
you know
just
what?
recently got a
It
tattoo.
is. It is Q2.
He stands corrected.
It's a capital
did
Q,
meet
so
another guy.
J Salt looked like an O.
Oh,
No, all the information I saw before that was 0-2 when I was doing the research about Toyota Field and how the Spurs are, basically lost the MLS team to Austin, and then that whole
Mhm.
fiasco that caused with City Council. Well, 10, 15 years later, the fiasco it caused with City Council because the new mayor wants all that money that the Spurs were supposed to pay when they were supposed to get the team that they never got, right? So, anyways, yeah, that's more San Antonio history.
Oh, that's
Our
off.
sports
It's off
history.
of like Mopac 1.
Yeah, you
Oh,
go around
okay.
you go around the northwest side up through Cedar
Yeah,
Park.
not the toll road that goes around. It's like up through. I don't know about that.
That's a nice stadium though.
Yeah, no, the
You're gonna
stadium is
do it.
great.
Just
It
have
does,
somebody
it
else
looks nice.
drive.
Mhm.
Just have somebody else.
Now
drive.
somebody else
I'll
drives. I'll
over
go.
to
I'll
the house.
sleep up there. Carpool.
But yeah, so at the end of the day, I will say that it was a very nice, like, never in my life did I think I was going to meet that man. But especially right in the first season that he, came in. So it was a super cool experience. Just at the end of the day, being able to go up to the players and the ones that I was able to meet at the hotel, and then being able to you just remember and like be excited with them and take pictures. It was just a cool experience. I wish I could have ran into a few more. But I think at the end of the day, it was a dope championship. So whoever was able to go, like, man, I sometimes wish others had the experience that we did. It was a really good championship at the end of the day. The Kings won.
No,
Yeah, well, speaking of that-
happy for them for sure. Happy for Cam Dantzler, one of my favorite players in the UFL. Happy for
I
Lucky
need you to
Johnson.
recognize this. I need you to recognize. Da, 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 da. Just like the Kings. Your
Yeah.
girl crawled to first place. I started in last.
Let me guess. Brian took a break.
Did you really start in last place? Because we all kind of started in last place then.
No, I did. Like once it started to count, like when the season started, like I was in last place for a minute. I
Were
think
you?
not until like yes.
Yeah, you and DJ were tied, remember?
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
I
for
know
a
me and
while.
DJ were for a while, but
Yeah,
yeah.
and even Jay was beating me, and I'm like, Jay hasn't watched the
Even
games.
Jay was beating me. The hell, man.
Because
Well
you
now,
don't watch
well
a lick
now,
of football.
well now,
And I'm like,
Jay
how is
beat
I
he
beat
better
DJ.
than
him.
me?
So
I beat
No,
him. He
Exactly.
watched all the football.
here's 20 minutes of football. That's what he's saying. 20 minutes.
He
20 minutes.
watched
20
20
minutes.
minutes and he was beating us out. Like he was tired. I'm like, man, okay. And eventually I was able to. Once I beat DJ, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll take third place. Like, but never in my look.
You know,
You
that's just how I
that's a
feel being a top
compliment.
dog. You know, that's just how I feel being a top
You
dog. That's all.
should take it as a compliment because I respect your opinion as a coach. Like I've heard how you see a game, like having you stand behind me, like you're bad. I respect you as a coach. So that's why like when
And
I
you saw how
started
high I
beating,
was sitting, and I was calling false starts from up there.
oh yeah,
And
you
people
had
was
a
in the
better
stands
view than
like,
I
"Man, you got
did.
good eyes." I'm like, "No, I can see the movement."
Yeah, like you saw a
I
little
will
better than
say
I
so.
did.
Kind of on that vein, it was actually a really funny moment during the game. You know how they do like the quarterback interviews on the side, talk about the
Yeah.
plays and stuff like that.
Oh, the
So
picture.
no, not that, not that. That was something else. That was hilarious. But they were talking to EJ Perry, and they're all right. Walk us through this play, blah blah blah. He's like, all right, well, we're gonna like false cadence, whatever. We're gonna try and get them to jump, and if they do, we're gonna go ahead and sure go up there, and Bean draws them off. They jump off sides and they snap it. It was like exactly what Perry said was gonna happen. It was like really kind of a cool moment. He's like, that's what we were trying to do right there.
Mad. That's why I wasn't mad if he was to get in, because I'm like, even though he wasn't with the team that long, I'm like, bro, he's literally saying all the plays
Yeah.
when they interview him, and I'm like, he knows the playbook. Like, let him play.
That's how I feel about you. So just take it as a compliment. So yes, when I beat you and I'm in
I
third place,
appreciate
I'm
it
like,
though, but I appreciate it
who
for the
am
good times. But
I?
right now, I'm not appreciating it because you beat me.
But yeah,
Look,
the card was funny of the guy that hit Rodgers, whatever it was, week 6 or whatever, and he was like, "Oh yeah, he acted like it was more than it was, or no, what it was? He acted like it wasn't a big deal, but I knocked his ass out or something like that." And he's like, "Oh, I got a card. I'm going to give it to him at the end of the game," and they ended up losing.
Oh yeah,
Like, man,
that didn't age very well at all.
that's what I went posted on our chat. Like, oh man, DC's talking trash on the sidelines.
And see, we didn't get to experience all that. I was kind of living a little bit like checking my watch every time y'all would message. I was so excited. I'm so like, you have no idea. Like, I guess it's just because like I'm a girl. Like I'm just a girl, and I
Oh
beat
my
all of
god!
you.
This is
I have never.
2026. You can't use that excuse. You can't.
I sure can. I'm a
Right.
girl. I can do it if I want.
You've been
Look,
a UFL fan
I-
long
Gender
enough. You
fluid,
can't
you
just say
can't
I'm a
do
girl.
that.
Look, I've always had imposter syndrome, so that's how it feels. Like, why am I winning? Like, this is crazy. And also, I will say this: I feel like BD was like obligated to choose the opposite team just so we could win. Like, because he initially said, "Oh man, I look like the Kings are gonna dominate," blah 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 blah. And then he's like, "No,
But let me.
I'm gonna make
I
sure
did. My first pick was the Kings, and I'm like, you know what? No,
yeah."
I'm taking DC. We're gonna have an outright winner. I'm not going in there. I'm not going in for a tie. I'm going in for an outright winner.
Let me say why you can't use that as an excuse. Because yes, you are a girl, but you've been watching all the games, so you know
Mhm.
the flow of how the whole season will go and the weeks. So you know who to pick. Now, I just only watched 20 minutes, so
No, you didn't.
You watched
That's my
20.
line,
You
so-
watched 20. You watched
I
25
watched
minutes.
25 minutes. I watched 25 minutes.
Right.
But,
That's my line.
but yeah, nah, Jackie, congratulations. I ain't gonna be no
Thank
hater,
you.
I'm just,
I
No,
told
you-
him like
hey, the best
literally.
It happens
You
to
heard
the
me,
best of
Jackie.
us,
Good
you know?
job.
No,
Good job.
no shit talking until next season. They're not allowed to say nothing to me.
You're right. You told me on the
I-
phone. You said no shit talking. I can't talk shit.
Yeah.
That's
no,
why I got this
I don't-
shirt. That's why I got this shirt on.
I did not
I want
agree to
Dino.
those. I did not agree to those rules.
That's
There
okay.
will be shit
But look,
talking across.
That's
the
my
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
sorry.
My favorite season. My favorite part of this season was I missed banter with DJ. Like when him and I first met, we would argue all the time, right, Jay? It was all the
Yeah.
time. Me and him were arguing. We finally became friends, and this season felt like again. That's why I think I felt like this is like reminder of when we first started because him and I just back and forth.
It's
It was
friendly
wild.
banter. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Friendly
it is
banter.
friendly. It is. It is. We like it's. I know when I've got under his skin when the voice memos start coming in. I start to cackle because I'm like, oh, he can't. He's so upset. He can't even type it out. He's gonna send a voice message. That's literally what goes through my head. He's so upset with me. I've got under his skin. He's sending me a voice message. And so, like, I literally put it like on 2 times just to speed up your voice. So it
I'm
sounds like it's
passionate.
while you're
Passionate,
upset.
that's all.
Yep. And meanwhile, DJ's probably sending voice messages so he doesn't crash in traffic or something, you know?
Yeah, I didn't want to text and drive. That's dangerous.
No, he didn't want to yell at the kids for a wrong reason.
Yeah.
Let me message
welcome.
everybody.
You're welcome for that lifeline, by the way, DJ.
Oh
Anyways.
my gosh.
All right.
All right, we
I
spent
think-
way too much time. We're over, but what do you got? You actually let me this is our last episode. Texas Talking Football is gonna continue going Tuesdays, 7 right? 8
8
p.m.
p.m.
8
It's
8
always
p.m.
8.
Central Time, 9 p.m. in the future.
8
Regular people
Um,
time. 9 p.m. regular people time.
Anywho, every
Well-
Tuesday you can catch them. What do you got going on tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow we're probably going to have a little hodgepodge of a show. I'm pretty sure we're going to have Cam Eccles on tomorrow, who was supposed to be on last week. Or I'm sorry, 2 weeks
Quarterback?
ago. But no, he's wide receiver. And he was actually the wide receiver this last game. He did some phenomenal things against a very unprepared opponent, shall we
If
say.
you want to watch, you can catch the game on YouTube still. Just look
Oh,
up.
yeah.
You can find
Yeah.
Toro games on YouTube.
Although you might want to watch it on like 3x speed because
Yeah.
it's pretty much just San Antonio show. Anyways, we're gonna have Cam on. We might have some other guys on. It's just gonna be kind of a free for all, kind of like what our offense is doing to most of these defenses. And I say that lightly. I don't want to take that too terribly far because there are some really good talented guys out there on all the different teams. It just seems like some of the other teams are struggling to connect as well as the San Antonio Toros have in the short amount of time. And I keep saying, this team is really good. Caveat, right? A little asterisk, if you will. A lot of these guys have spent some time together, so it really didn't take that long to gel. Whereas some of these other teams, they're playing with complete strangers.
Yeah.
And I really don't think 1 week is enough time, to get a team together. So,
Yeah.
but those are things we're going to be talking about tomorrow.
Yeah, so make sure you catch them. Also, right after them is Alternative Football Panel. And actually, tomorrow, Brahma Babe and myself will be making a guest appearance. Dave asked us to join, so catch Alternative Football at 9 p.m. And you can catch me and Brahma Babe. But other than that, you
Cool.
won't see us live until the season starts up again, but we'll continue to try and post what we can, especially the players that are already getting signed. We'll still
Yeah,
have
and
content
there's a lot of them that are we see it every year, kind of the invites to mini camps, the invites for practice, players actually getting signed. We saw that with Hakeem Butler and and the other the returnment for St. Louis, both getting signed to Denver. So keep an eye out, man, and root for those players. That's what this league's all about, trying to get them to the next level. So
Yeah.
I do plan on watching some CFL too. So I know it's a lot of UFL guys in the CFL, so I'm gonna try to give it a watch.
Oh yeah. Well, and not to keep going on, just sum it up real quick here. That's kind of one of the reasons why we're so interested in the Continental Football League because that is an avenue for a lot of these players to get a shot at like the UFL or the Canadian Football League, such as UTSA tight end Oscar Cardenas, who is already signed to a team in Canada. He's down here playing to make sure he stays in shape for when their season starts, which I don't even remember when their season starts.
I think they start up here real quick if it hasn't already.
Yeah. So all these are really just to get him tuned up and in game shape to be ready to go for up there. And then obviously we won't see any results of the current roster going into the UFL until next year.
Yeah,
there should be-
CFL's on week 2.
Okay.
Or they just finished week 2, so they're going into week 3.
So then Oscar should already be up there. I'll have to check into that and see what's going on with that. Anyways,
See Jack Cohn on the team.
yeah. And you're going to see some. Yeah, you're going to see some familiar names.
Brian Scott,
Yeah.
PJ Walker.
Yeah. Well, PJ's killing it up there.
That's
or he was
another
last year.
podcast, y'all.
Yeah.
That's another podcast.
Anyways, these are all things that we
We'll
can talk
miss you
about
guys.
tomorrow.
Yeah. We're going to
So-
miss you guys. Just make sure you keep up with Texas Talking Football, with Alternative Football Panel, and any of the other podcasts that decide to continue throughout. A lot of the teams have their own team podcasts now, so look for them, find them, join your.
We
join your
didn't
Facebook group.
we didn't talk about it, but the 4th and Goal episode 3 and 4 was
I
last
still
week.
haven't seen it.
Episode 5, I think just 5 is coming this week. I saw there was going to be 6 of them. I don't know how many they're going to actually have. Watch them. Episode 4, freaking amazing. It was such a good
man, I'm
episode.
gonna go watch it right now.
So yeah.
Yeah, I
All
got
right,
it.
guys.
All right.
Until next season.
See
Yeah,
you guys.
this was fun. It went too quick, but we'll see you guys next season.
I know it's supposed to be a short episode. Bye.
That's what she said.
Okay.
Bye.